Hey guys, Griffin here. Today I'm going to be talking about what you should be doing now in PvP to prep for Phase 2. Even if you're a PvE only person, you still will want to seriously consider doing this, and hopefully in this video I'll make it clear why. First, let's talk about the three different types of gear so you have a better understanding of why PvP is so great. So first there's mitigation. Your heavy cleft-foot boots are a good example. High armor, high stamina, high defense. Perfect piece for protecting yourself. However, it does nothing to generate more threat. Literally nothing. Edgewalker long boots, however, is the opposite. It's got lower armor, it's got attack power, hit rating, so it's focused mainly on doing damage. That's its main purpose. Yes, there's still some armor, and yes, it has stamina, and even agility is helpful for mitigation, but its main focus is going to be building threat. And then you've got your balance piece, which has high armor, it's got attack power through strength, it's got agility, so that's going to give you crit and dodge, and it still has some nice amounts of stamina. It's a good balance piece. However, once you go away from these mitigation pieces and switch to either threat or balance, you're going to notice there's a missing component, which is defense rating, or resilience for that matter. And that is why PvP gear is so important. So let's look at an example. Zerhut's Lost Treads, we were just looking at, good balance piece. Now in Phase 2, Boots of Natural Grace for leather workers is going to come out, and it's a pure upgrade to Zerhut's Lost Treads. It's got more armor, but it's got pretty much the same stats. It's going to add intellect, which I guess is nice, but it also has hit rating, which makes it a pretty good upgrade for you. However, it also doesn't have defense or resilience on it. So now we're going to take a look at PvP Veterans Leather Boots. So it does have agility, which is good for threat. It's got 45 stamina, which is great for mitigation. The armor is decent. It's not high, but it's not super low. And then it comes with critical strike rating of 16. It has a resilience of 30, which is huge. And it also still has a decent amount of attack power. So this is still a balanced piece. It still has your mitigation pieces, but it also has your threat pieces. But the main focus is this resilience. The more pieces you have with resilience that also do threat, or essentially a balanced piece that has some sort of defense through resilience or defense cap, allows you to put in more threat-based pieces because you don't have to then go for the pure mitigation pieces. It allows your gear to become much, much more flexible. And let me show you an example. If you take a look here, I've got Earth Warden and Wild Fury Greatstaff. Now, Earth Warden was a nice grab in Phase 1. It's got really good stats for it. I mean, especially because it's got the mitigation stuff and it's got attack power. So you're looking, it's got 461 armor, 39 stamina, it's got 27 defense rating, it's got expertise of 24, and 712 attack power. Now the upgrade for it would be Wild Fury Greatstaff. I know there's a Strength staff, but we'll just assume this is what you have and we're going to go forward. So it still has the armor, 445, a little bit less, but negligible. It's got much more stamina, 36 more. It has dodge rating, which Earth Warden doesn't have, and it increases attack power by 992, which is an increase of attack power of 280. That is huge for threat. This is something you definitely want. However, it doesn't have any defense rating on it. So if your defense cap using Earth Warden, what are you going to do? Well, you could put maybe some defense pieces here and there, but it's harder than it sounds. When you get rid of one defense piece, especially with something that's got 27 defense rating on it, it's going to be hard to replace that. But if you have all these resilience pieces that you can swap in and kind of use to fill in the gaps, it makes it very easy for you to start wearing Wild Fury Greatstaff, which you definitely want to do because it's an awesome weapon. Now that I've hopefully convinced you to look at the PvP options, let's look at the PvP options. So there's the Veterans Leather Boots we just went over. Good stats, good numbers. The Veterans Pendant of Triumph. This is actually really cool because if you look at the Phase 1 gear, it's pretty much a combination of two different pieces. You've got your attack power and your resilience, which is just like the defense piece. So it's kind of combining two necks into one, and you get all the stats plus a gem slot. So that's really nice. Then you've got the Veterans Dragonhide Bracers, really well statted. I definitely think you should consider, especially for the bracer slot, getting PvP. If you could only get one, I recommend the bracers. There's the Veterans Leather Belt. Now this is going to be tough because this is a really nice belt. It's got really good stats on it. However, there are a lot of good belts in Phase 2. So you may get this and then end up replacing it, which is fine because as long as you have other pieces, you can make that resilience up other places. But if you don't get that piece right away, you can pretty much pick this up day 1 of Phase 2, and that's going to be really nice until you do get that drop because the belt that you're going to want is going to be highly contested. So this is going to be a good like placeholder. So let's now talk about the cost. Now I saved this until the very end because I felt like the sticker shock might scare some people away. But the reality is, if you want these pieces, you are going to have to work for it. And the main thing you're going to need to know is you need to start now. So if you look at the bottom, honor for all four pieces is going to be 62,794. That is a lot of honor. The tokens, you've got 50 Eye of the Storm, 40 Arathi Basin, and 20 Warsong Gulch. The tokens actually aren't that bad. I think I can get about 20 Eye of the Storm per day, doing it maybe for like 2 hours, assuming a couple wins here and there. If you are really good, or if you do a pre-made, obviously this would be no problem. But the honor, even if you're doing a pre-made, the honor is so high. It's such a big number. So you are going to want to look at these individual pieces and their honor and figure out, do I need all four? What pieces are high priority? Again, I recommend the bracers as a high priority. And then if you don't have leatherworking, maybe look at the boots because they're actually really good. So maybe those are the two pieces you get, which is nice because you only need about 30,000 honor, which is half of what the whole thing is. Definitely look through this, figure out what you want for your phase 2 pieces. But it doesn't even matter what you decide. The point is you should be getting into PvP Battlegrounds today. Because regardless if it's only 2 pieces or even if it's only 1, if you don't have that honor or those badges, you can't get any of this anyway. So definitely start farming today. Get out there, lose a billion Eye of the Storm, lose a billion Warsong Gulch, whatever. Just get that number high. I hope this helps. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope to see you guys in PvP. Take care.